Hello paper crafters, this is Angie at Chicken Scratch, and today I'm sharing this adorable Sweet Friends treat box using box template 175. This project features the Sweet Old Friends stamp set and dies along with the Silly Old Bear designer series paper. If you're watching this live video, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, I see one thumbs up. Hi, Carol and Joan. Okay, in the comment section, you'll see the link for the live prizes tonight. Oh, I guess I need to share my desk, don't I? Hey, Vicki. Okay, let's see. I've had some issues today with my with the platform I use to go live, so hopefully we're not going to have any issues tonight. Okay, here's the project, and I am not 100% prepared today, but we can do everything on screen, right? I still haven't cut the designer series paper yet. But we can do that in a couple minutes. So we are using the Sweet Old Friends stamp set, which will be available on May 5th, right? Hey, Jamie. So we're using the Sweet Old Friends stamp set, the Sweet Old Friends dies. We are also using You're the Best for the greeting. So very proud of you. You can use any greeting that you have. Oh, and we're using the Sweet Words and Labels dies. Okay. So, isn't this so stinking cute? Let me show you the live prizes for tonight. Erica, I'm glad to see that you're out of the hospital. Okay, over the weekend, I made only 2 fabric baskets. My goal is to make at least 2 every weekend so that I'll have 1 to give away during my live prizes and then 1 to give away afterwards, okay? So the prizes for tonight is going to be, A is going to be the opaque faceted gems. B is going to be my, I don't know what I called this, fabric basket. I may have called it the wrong thing. And I accidentally, so last week's was a taller basket. Let me show you last week's. Well, I already sent the live one, but this one is for the YouTube comment one. So look at the difference. I used 10 by 9 fabric, 2 panels for the front and 2 panels for the inside. And this is using, anyway, it's a shorter basket using the same measurements. Anyway, I messed up. So B is for the basket. C is for chick stand. D is for this in color pack of paper. There's like, I can't remember how many's in there. E lost its sticker. Don't know where it is. This is E. And then F is a Wink of Stella. I wonder what happened to my E. It's floating around here somewhere. Okay, those are the live prizes. We'll do this at the very end. You do have to be present to win. And I have already posted the link in the comment section. And I'll go over and pin that now to the very top so that everyone can find it. Oh, goodness gracious. It's really seriously asking me to sign in. This is not the first time it's done this. Okay, here we go. View my channel. I've muted it. Oh, I don't know if it's me or the internet, but it is seriously slow today. I can't even get this video to pull up. I had so many issues earlier today. I had to restart my computer twice. I had to go get my old plug-in mouse. This is like from my very first Mac. Okay, I still can't get the video to work. Let's see. So Patty says she ordered some of the fabric last week. That's good to hear, Patty. Yeah, did you get it from the website I gave you from Quilter's Bliss? Yeah, she's got a lot of fabulous fabric. Okay, I'm going to try one more time to get this to work, and I'm hoping that my video is still live because this is so strange. Okay, let's try one more time. Whew. Okay, there we go. So let me pin that link to the very top. If you have never attended a live video, let us know in the chat box. Of course, if you're watching this after the fact, I don't even see the link. Did it disappear? I don't know. There we go. Oh, you know what? Sometimes the link doesn't work with the words. Well, let's see if it'll work. Pin message. You guys let me know if that doesn't work, okay? Is the lighting okay for today? Fabric stores actually have, I do not know why the video is doing that. I have everything plugged in. Yeah, not that y'all want to see the whole room. It's a disaster over there. Everything is plugged in, so I don't know why the video is going in and out. If I don't have my camera plugged in, then it will fade in and out. So I don't know. Oh, look at my desk over there. Well, it's not too bad. I've seen a whole lot worse, right? I could pan you over to that side. It looks a lot better on that side, but I'm rambling. Okay, so let's see. Any questions before? Yes. So, okay, so it's not just me. The internet is wonky today. I'm glad it's not me, but I hope that I can make this project. I honestly didn't even know if I was going to be able to make the project tonight because I couldn't get everything to come up. I don't have batteries in my mouse because it's, oh, no, this one's wireless. Yeah, this one's wireless, so you have to plug it in. Yeah, no batteries. The lighting's good. Perfect. Okay, I've showed you the prices. I've given you the link. Okay, so we're ready to stamp. Let me get this out of my way. Like I said, we're going to have to cut the designer series paper on screen because I am ill prepared. Because I had so many issues with my internet today. Oh, and guess what? Just like last week, I'm probably going to have to get up a dozen times to get everything because I'm a hot mess. So the first thing we're going to do is actually stamp our images. And I want to remind you that now that we're going to all photopolymer stamp sets, no more red rubber, you want to use your Stampin' Mat, okay? This just makes your photopolymer images stamp so much better. So if you don't have the Stampin' Mat, okay, there goes the camera again. Don't really know what I can do. It has to be the internet. Do you know the first okay, I will make that correction. Thank you for letting me know. So I typed fist instead of first. Okay, so you said the live chick candy. says fist. um, that's hilarious. You know what happened? We are changing the way I'm doing the weekly prizes. Not tonight's, not the live prizes, but the weekly prize. Anywho, okay, back to stamping. Back to saying that with the photopolymer, you want to use your Stampin' Mat, okay? Cracking up that I misspelled. I mean, I know how to spell it. It was just clearly a typing. I was trying to clean up the form a little bit. Did it say fist last week? Or is it just this week? Okay, there's our image. Now, what I'm going to do is die cut that out first before I color it, because earlier today I colored it and then I messed it up cutting it out. So then I had to do it again. We're going to take the greeting, which I said was from the You're the Best stamp set. I thought about using this one, I love you all the time, but it wouldn't fit over here flush to the right. It would have looked better in the middle. So, and doesn't this image just speak so very proud of you, Piglet and Pooh? You want to stamp this over on the right. It's a little high, but that's okay. It will be fine. Okay, set that aside. We're going to set this aside. And so Carol says she always colors first and then cut. I normally do too. But like I said, I messed up today, and then I was like, oh, grr. Now that's a wasted image. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to take the die and I'm going to, my vision is so blurry. Hopefully I get this straight. I'm going to tape it down. What color is Pooh? That is one of our new colors called Golden Glow. Yeah, so it's one of the new in colors. In fact, we're using 2 new in colors tonight. Golden Glow and blushing what? Barely Blush. We've had so many blushes. Blushing Bride, I don't know. Anywho. Now we're going to color it. Yeah, I did it backwards only because I didn't want to do what I did earlier today, which I'll show you guys. Yeah, so I normally do color first, but not today because of my mishap earlier. So see how the die cutting is off? Oh, this one's a little off too, so what difference does it make? But Piglet's arm is missing in this one, okay? So now we're going to take our markers, and like I said, we're using Golden Glow and Old Olive and Barely Blush. I'm never going to remember that name. And there goes the screen again. So the software that I'm using to go live did a major update a couple weeks ago. And so part of the issue with the screen going in and out could be the software. I don't know. So I will apologize, but it is not my doing unless it's actually the internet connection. So So sorry. I'm going to start with the dark Barely Blush and color. Okay. I need 2 pair of glasses to see this. This is Very Vanilla. If I didn't say that, I'm using Very Vanilla cardstock, because that's like the main color in this designer series paper. And now I'm using, oh, I was supposed to zoom in. Give me a second. Someone asked a couple weeks ago if I would zoom in when I'm coloring. Now somebody please remind me to zoom back out when I'm done. Pretty please. So I'm using the dark Old Olive. And then I'm going to use the light Old Olive. And these are just colors that we're pulling from the paper, from the beautiful designer series paper. Okay, now I've got the dark Golden Glow. What's it called? Golden Glow? Yeah, I almost called it Golden Globes. And then the light. Somebody was mentioning that y'all are having a lot of rain. We are about to have, I think, a lot of rain again. Grr. I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over this awful weather. Last week, oh, I got to tell y'all a funny story. So I was apartment shopping for Brooke. And remind me to tell y'all about David's pet scan. It's been another one of those weeks. Anywho, so I was looking for an apartment for Brooke. And we went on, oh my goodness gracious, the screen is gone again. Grr. I'm going to zoom back out now. Okay. So when the screen goes out, did y'all at least get to see me color or no? Let me look at my internet connection. I think the chat box is hardly even working as well, right? Let's see. Somebody ask me or answer me for a second. When the screen goes blurry, does it go blurry out for a long period or just in and out? You saw me color? Okay, good. Okay, so here's our image. Thank you. I was talking about the apartments. Okay, so y'all know last week there was a tornado right down the road from Brooke's apartment. Her and Elvis came up here, so everything was fine. Well, Friday, we had to go look at another apartment at the same place. And I made an appointment for her for us to go see the apartment at 5:30. Well, we were under a tornado watch on Friday. At 5 o'clock, her appointment was at 5:30. At 5 o'clock, we had to leave my house to drive over to the apartment. So I know for those of y'all that live in the city or a suburb, you know, at 5 o'clock on Friday, it is a rat race. It is crazy, crazy, crazy busy, right? Well, we were under tornado warning, and a lot of schools closed early. A lot of schools, not hers, but a lot of schools. But you know, when I make an appointment and I'm going to be somewhere, I I I go, right? So we're under a tornado watch. It's pouring down rain. I asked Brooke, like, do you want me to drive? She's like, no, I'm fine, Mom. I'm fine. But we get out there. There is nobody on the road but us. I mean, nobody on the road. It was like a ghost town. We get to the apartment complex, and the lady says, all my other appointments canceled, but here y'all are. And I'm like, well, you didn't call and cancel. And when I make an appointment, I show up regardless if we're under a tornado watch or not. Now, if the sirens had gone off, we would have found some place to take cover. But anyway, okay, so that's the story about Brooke. She is moving in a few weeks, and we are happy to have her right down the road. Yeah. Okay. So y'all didn't miss anything. I'm going to go ahead. No, I'm not. I'm going to set the image aside, and now we're going to work on the box. I'm going to be very chatty tonight. Just going to warn you. Yeah. I am feeling better. Someone asked earlier. I am feeling better, although I am in a lot of pain. I had physical therapy yesterday, and let me just tell you, whew, man, I did not get much sleep last night because of the pain. Okay, so the measurements for this, I got to pull them up. This is, like I said, very vanilla. It is 9 inches this way and 7 7/8 this way. This is box template 175. So we did make this box in July of last year. I'm not creating any new templates right now just because what little computer work I do and what little stamping I do, it hurts. And there goes the screen again. Okay, on the 9-inch side, we're going to score at 2 inches and 2 7/8. And we're going to do that on both sides. So we're just going to flip it around. And 2 and 2 7/8. Then on the 7 7/8 side, we're going to score at 7/8 and 1 3/4. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. So just flip it over, 7/8 and 1 3/4. We're going to fold on all the score lines and burnish with our bone folder. Whoops. Two more. Okay, now, I'm going to bring in the PDF. Let's see. Okay, why in the world is that clanking or that's jumping up and down? I do not know. Hopefully y'all are still there. My computer's doing all kinds of crazy things. Well, it looks like it's all frozen again, right? Yeah, I can't get the screen to come back up. I know you guys can probably still see my face, right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's like it has a mind of its own, right? I have a black screen too. So yeah, so if you guys can see me, I think you guys can see me in the screen. The screen is black for all of us. I don't know why. Let's see. Let me try this. What do you know? I wasn't going to give up. That's really weird. Just turn the camera face down onto the project. I don't think it'll work. Okay, if it does that again, I'll try that. Yeah, so if everything freezes again, I'll just try to I'll try to flip my camera around. Yeah, and just remove my face out of the corner. Yeah. There's something going on with the software. It's really not me. It's either the internet or the software. So Deborah says she refreshed and then came back and then it worked. So that's good to hear. I could not hit refresh because I didn't want to take a chance of you guys disappearing on me. So here, y'all can see the template, right? So here's the template. I just wanted to show you guys that. And then that way we can go ahead and do the cutting. Hey, that's my other scissors. Yes, I have 2 pair of those here. Okay. I'm looking at this now and I'm like, oh. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to remove all 4 corners. So exactly the same. Just remove all 4 corners. So David had his PET scan last week. Well, wouldn't you know, that came back really questionable. The doctor called on Friday. We think it's going to be okay. But for a day or so, we were really freaking out. They're going to do another CAT scan in a month to check on everything again. So we had last week when there was the double Stampin' Rewards. I was going to do a couple blog posts and do, some more advertising for it. Well, all that went out the window. Yeah, because of that. Well, that and the apartment hunting for Brooke. Let me just tell you, that is a lot of work. I mean, a lot. And she's a teacher. She works during the day, so she don't really have time to be making phone calls. You know what I mean? I didn't do the best job of cutting, but now these sides are exactly the same, and these sides are exactly the same. Debbie says her phone has been given weird messages about connections. Yeah, something crazy is going on, isn't it? Okay, so it's going to fold up like this, and then this is going to fold over like that, okay? So I'm going to round the edges of this front part. Maybe, did I ever even open the box for y'all today? I don't think so. Okay, so it opens up like that, and I have a brand new Memento ink pad right inside, okay? So yeah, that's how it works. And I'm going to use my corner rounder. we'll use it again on the designer series paper. Okay, so now we're going to place our adhesive, our tear and tape here and here. And I can take this off the screen now, right? There we go. So when you have pneumonia, it affects your lungs for quite a while. You know what I mean? And so with the PET scan, it showed a lot of that inflammation still. And it used the terminology like metastatic disease or something, which really freaked us out. But like I said, not that we won't still say ask for your prayers, because that is really scary. But the doctor called, was really nice, and said, hey, this is not uncommon terminology for someone that just had pneumonia. Did I forget? Oh, I'm forgetting what I'm doing because I'm talking. Okay, now this is going to fold over, but we got to first cut our designer series paper. So sorry I didn't get that done in advance, but so Joan says she's had walk-in pneumonia and it's a long recovery. Yeah. So I'll repost the template tomorrow, but in the meantime, it is already over on my website. Okay, now I have to stop talking to cut this paper, because otherwise I'm going to mess it up, right? Yeah. So let me get my measurements in front of me, and hopefully what did I just knock over? Catalog. Okay, so we want to make sure that Pooh and Piglet and Eeyore are all going in the right orientation, right? So the first thing I'm going to do, the first cut is going to be 1 3/4. 1 3/4. And then you're going to cut 2 pieces that measure 4 1/8. So 4 1/8 and 4 1/8. So those are for the front of the box. Now we need a piece that measures 5/8 by 3, and we need 2 of those. Those are for the sides. And then we need one more piece that measures 5/8 in this orientation for the very top of the box. So 5/8 by 4 1/8. Whoops, that was loud. Okay, all of our cutting is done. Now decide which one of these layers is going to go on the top. Hey, Laura. Okay, so I'm going to use this one here and this one up top, because this one's mainly going to get covered up with the greeting or the focal point. So this is the one that I'm going to round the edges. Look at little Piglet peeking out right there. I love this paper too. Yes. Lynn, it was something to do with not copywriting, but the reason this is not going to be available in other countries is because of copyright is not the right word, but it's due to some legal stuff that I don't understand, but it's a legal thing. Yeah, so Stampin' Up! Didn't do it on purpose. It's a legal thing. They can't. I wish they could. But, yeah. And I wonder if the fabric is the same way. So right now at our stores, you can get Winnie the Pooh fabric. But I wonder if it's not available in the UK. Like I wonder, or Canada. I don't know. Is it called a license? A license issue? Stampin' Up! Did have information posted on the website about it. Okay, this is going to go up top. The chat box is moving. Yeah, license. I can't say that word. Licensing, like a license issue. There's several words that I just cannot pronounce. My family. I did take speech when I was a kid. In my defense, not all of us can be perfect, right? But there's some things I can't say, and my family laughs really hard when I try to say Arnold Palmer. Yeah, there's a drink. That's a drink, right? It's half, not half. It's unsweetened tea with lemonade, and I cannot hardly say it. I have to like really, really, really go slow and say Arnold Palmer, and I still kind of mess it up. I had one the other day when I was at the Peanut, and I made sure I said it real slow so that I didn't mess it up in front of everybody. I wasn't with my family. I was with some my machine embroidery friends. Okay, all the paper is attached now. And what we want to do now is add a Velcro dot. You could use a magnet if you want. I'm stuck on the Stampin' Up! Case I'm using. Which case, Erin, are you talking about? Yeah, which case? Are you talking about the Winnie the Pooh set? Okay. And I'm going to borrow the, it's always easier to add your Velcro when you've got something in your box to give it some strength, right? Now this Velcro thingy, this Velcro dot, make sure that you add it right up here to the top. If you add it right here in the middle, it's going to show, okay? So you got to make sure that you add it just right at that very, very, very edge. You know what's strange is that ever since I had that snafu where my screen went black, well then everything got better, right? Hope probably nobody's going to watch the video after the fact now because of the black screen. Sorry, I sounded a little bit like Eeyore just now, didn't I? Okay, now we're going to add, now when you're adding the focal point, you only want to put your adhesive up here at the top. because you want to be able to open the box. Oh, wait a second. Wait. I have a very important step. Now, you can skip this step if you want to, but I'm going to use the Darling Duckling. Now, even though I'm using Golden Glow, I used the Darling Duckling to match what I felt like was the shading on this paper. There's not much on this piece. I don't know if you can see it. When you see this paper in person, you'll see some of the shading, and I wanted to add that to the Very Vanilla as well. So just lightly, and then I'm just going to go around the edges. I used to sponge everything that I made, and I mean everything. Now I hardly ever sponge anything, but everything comes back, right? There's that. And then I want to sponge the edges of this too. Now I tried Lemon Lolly, Daffodil Delight. I tried all the other colors and they were just a little too bright for me. So I found that Darling Duckling, I like that name. I didn't use much of the in colors last year because, you know, I didn't work a lot last year, right? Okay, now. So I'm just now getting around to using some of those colors from last year. Hold that for a second. Tracy says she'll be rewatching. We'll definitely fast forward through the parts where the screen kept going crazy. I don't even know what happened. I went to show y'all the PDF and the screen went black, and then once it came back up, we've had no issues. Go figure. It makes no sense. Okay, so Golden Glow ribbon. You could use some of the other colors, but I kind of felt like this, since this is right next to Pooh, that this would look good. Eeyore is that hydrangea. Not the best bow I've tied this year, but it'll work. That's going to go there. We're going to use a glue dot. Don't speak too soon. I know, right? It's so weird. That hasn't happened in a really long time. It used to happen a lot. And then I discovered, someone told me actually, that if I plugged my iPhone in, that it wouldn't do that. And ever since then, I've not had an issue until today. And that's been a long time ago. But I know it's because that software had an update. I know it's not me. It's the software. Now we're going to add these beautiful butterflies. These are called the 2026 through 2028 in color butterflies. I'm going to tell you, get these on the first day. I want to like order a whole bunch of them. They are so beautiful. In person, it's hard to see on camera, but in person, holy smokes. And I'm going to use the Peaceful Pine color. It's a very muted color, and I kind of felt like it, I don't know, it was the appropriate color for this project. So a big butterfly, and then a little butterfly, and then we'll do another little up here. This bow is driving me crazy. I probably should have redone it, but I've already had so many snafus today that I didn't want to keep y'all any longer. How long's it been? 45 minutes. Not too terrible, but we still got the prizes to do. And the one change I'm making this week. Okay, so a recap really quickly. The product that I used today will be available on May 5th. I suspect that the product that I'm using will go very quickly. It's also not going to be available outside of the United States. So although Stampin' Up! Is in other states, this product will not be. So I use the Silly Old Bear Designer Series paper. The whole pack is fabulous. I use the Sweet Old Friends stamp set and dies. Here's the dies. So it's got Eeyore and, oh my gosh, the images are just so cute, right? I used You're the Best for the greeting. I can't remember if this is an online exclusive or in the catalog. I want to label all my containers and stuff. There just isn't enough hours in the day right now. Like I said, the physical therapy is brutal. Sweet Words and Labels dies. That is this. So if you want to order this bundle on May 5th, get the whole collection, the whole entire collection, because the Sweet Words and Labels dies is also this piece right here. And look at these dies. Imagine the cute box I'm going to be able to make using this die or these. Yeah, it's fabulous, fabulous. And if you need help deciding what to order, give me a yell. I'm always happy to help. Okay, so we're going to make a change this week. How thick are the butterflies? They are, let's see. Let me get a mini dimensional. That's a really good question. So we're going to compare it to a mini dimensional. Where'd I put them? Here we go. They are, they're not real thick, but they're definitely thicker than they're just a little thinner than a mini dimensional. Yeah, like if I put the dimensional there, does that help you? Do you see, can you see that? It's about, I wouldn't say half. No, it's a little thinner than a dimensional. Not by much. Can you see that? Yeah. I don't like the new packaging either. Don't even get me started. I'm really yeah, I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I still haven't figured it out. I've watched a ton of videos. I don't like what anybody's doing. So I'll come up with my own system eventually. But, okay, so we're making a change. Last week's YouTube Chick Candy, I'm changing the name because my Facebook people that watch also deserve some recognition. So last week's YouTube Chick Candy was this darling fabric basket and the Bloomin' Phrases stamp set. Joanne Young, you are the winner. Congratulations. We only had 58 entries. So 58 is like not very much, right? I mean, that's I guess nobody wanted this fabric basket, right? I don't know. Anyway, congrats to Joanne. Joanne, I need your mailing address, okay? So I'm making a change. This week's prize, I'm changing the name of it even. Let me see if I can bring it over. Let me see if I can bring the image over to you. I may not be able to because this might actually mess everything up. Well, let's see. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Now let me try this. Okay. So here is the new image. We're calling it me, myself, and I. I always say we, but it's just me, myself, and I. So this week's Chick Candy Pick of the Week are these items. So it's opaque faceted dots, crinkle ribbon, mini glue dots, liquid glue, and another poppy cotton fabric basket. That's a different one from the one we're giving away tonight, which is going to be the live one. Okay, I made 2. Like I said, every week my goal is to make 2 so I can give them away to y'all. So the way that you're going to enter to win now is going to be different because the comment thing, in my opinion, kind of sort of isn't working. We can always go back to it later if the new way doesn't work, but we have to try. So I have a page on my website especially dedicated to the pick of the week every week. Now I'm looking for the link all of a sudden because it's like, where did I put it? What did I name it? I called it pick of the week. Okay, so I'm going to copy that link real quick. I'd prefer if you stuck around right now and did this later. Because if you leave now, well, then you're not going to stick around for the live prizes, right? So this link is already on my website. I'm going to show you where it's at. I'm going to always post it on the very bottom, not the very bottom. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. And I'm going to show you where to find it. And the internet is moving super, super, super slow. Okay. Not wrong thing. Wrong button. Screen share. Where's the screen share? Here we go. Okay. Can y'all see my screen? I hope. Okay. Here's my blog. Wrong place. Okay. So on this post right here, this is advertising that I'm going live today. If you scroll down to the bottom, Chick Candy Pick of the Week. It says each week I will pick something fun to give away as a thank you for being a part of my Chicken Scratch community. Entering is super easy. Fill out our form to enter to win. Click here. Here is the page on my website that has the form. All you got to do is put your name and your email address, and that's it. It's that simple. That gives me a spreadsheet, and I will choose the winner. I think it's safe to say I will have more than 58 entries next week. I think filling out a form, because usually when I go live and you guys fill out a form, you guys have got that system down, right? Coming back and leaving a comment on the video has been not the easiest for everyone. And I still would love your comments. I will still ask for your comments on my YouTube video. But to enter to win the Chick Candy, I'm going to give you this form. Okay? So we'll take that off. And then now we're gonna do the live prizes. So any questions about that? About the giveaway, how we're changing that? Thank you, Jamie. It makes me happy to give. Like if I can't give, giving makes me happy. But thank you for saying that. If there's any questions about it, let me know. So now we're going to do the live prizes, and I'm going to share my screen for the live drawing. I'm going to put this here. Give me about a minute to, the link took you directly to the enter to win page. Good. So that's the pick of the week. That's not the live prizes that we're doing. The live prizes, I shared that earlier, and I'm going to go pull all the entries, and I will let you guys know which or how many entries we have. So let's see. Let me log in. It takes me about a minute, right, to pull all the entries. Okay, we have 172 entries, and I'm just going to download those. And today is, the 21st. My friend Kara is coming in for a quilting retreat in a week and a half, and we're expecting rain the whole entire time. I'm just like, oh my gosh, please don't let it rain the whole time. That would be so awful. Not that it matters because we're going to be indoors, but Oh, I hope it doesn't rain the whole time, but it doesn't look like we're going to see the sun at all. Okay, I'm copying them now. So copy. And then I just got to paste it into Wheel of Names. And now I'm going to share my screen. Oh man, the font is so teeny tiny. Okay, are y'all ready? Let me share my screen. Wait, let me turn the volume up too. Okay. The volume is up. Hopefully y'all can see my screen. Did I click it? Okay, there we go. Here we go. Uh-oh. Congrats, Sue Betty. Okay, you have 3 minutes to claim your prize. So your options are a chick stand, the fabric basket. So you can just type A, B, C, D, or E, or F. Except I need another E, right? I'm just going to write it on here. Okay, Sue, which item would you like? You guys let me know if you... I was like, what is that 2024 next to my head? It's this paper. You want the fabric basket. Okay, you got it. This is such amazing fabric. Oh my gosh. I do have enough to make a couple more, so you guys will see this again. So I better take the B out of there and put Sue's name in here. Okay, now I'm going to need your address, and here is the link to the form. I need anyone that wins tonight, I need your addresses, okay? Even if I know you, I still need your address. Okay, let me share my screen again, and we're going to do the next name, next winner. Screen share. Here we go. Congrats, Kelly Williams. You have 3 minutes to claim your prize. Which item would you like? You've got A, C, D, E, or F. And while we're waiting, don't forget there'll be a free PDF over on my website tomorrow that has all the measurements, all the supplies that I used. Yeah, so the template and the supplies. I'm trying to remember what other story I have to share that happened last week. It's like tornado, storm, apartment hunting, David's PET scan. I think that's all I have. Oh no, David's mother fell and broke her femur. That was actually 2 days ago and had to have emergency surgery. You want D. You got it, Kelly. Okay. We got one more winner to draw. Let me share my screen again. Yes, the ribbon is the crinkle ribbon. So it's not, it's a retired product, but it is such a beautiful ribbon. I have so much of this because I love it so much. Yeah, it's a really beautiful ribbon. It's Pool Party is the color. The birds are all doing good. Yep. Everyone's doing good. We have baby wrens now. Okay, share my screen. Well, let me remove Kelly's name real quick and then I'll share my screen. Okay, here we go. Congrats, Lola. Okay, you have 3 minutes to claim your prize. And which item would you like? So, Lola, we have A, C, E, and F. So this is a Wink of Stella, brand new Wink of Stella. Yeah, there's never a dull moment in this house, right? Yes, congrats to all the winners. We're still waiting to hear from Lola. You got about 1.5 minutes left. You want A. You got it. Okay, so our winners tonight, these will go back into the to the prizes for next week. So as a recap, we've got Lola, Kelly, and Sue. Okay, so I'll be shipping those out. Ladies, I need your address. Now, I also wanted to recap again, just in case Joanne did not see that she's the winner of this. So here is my form, and I need you guys to fill that out or to send me an email with your mailing address. Okay? Okay, now, any chit chat. You guys have any questions for me? Yeah. Any questions? That went pretty quick, didn't it? Oh, I did want to tell y'all about the sourdough crackers that I've been making. So, for any of you guys that live locally, I have a fabulous sourdough starter that I would more than happy give to you. I have mastered it. I am happy to say it is a very good sourdough starter, whatever, sourdough. So we're making crackers now. And I take the discard and where did I get my Post-it notes? I will share that link with you. I love them so much. Of course, I got them on Amazon. And I did post them on my website today, the link to them. But I was going to tell y'all, let me see, Amazon. I have it in a file, so I don't have to, cat-themed Post-it notes. Here you go. So on the crackers, I use the discard Post-its. And I spread it out thin on a parchment paper, on a cookie sheet, and I get it really thin. Well, I mix the discard with a little bit of flour and butter. So back up, flour, butter, discard, spread it really thin, and then sprinkle Italian seasoning on top, and then Parmesan cheese. Oh my gosh, it is so amazing. You cannot eat just one. In fact, you can't even eat just 10. They are so good. Yeah. Where to find your retired products? A chick stand is, it's just to hold your paper piercer or your take your pick tool. Yeah, so it's just a stand to hold your stuff. I need to get myself a new one now because there's 5,000 holes in this one. But yeah, it's just a paper piercer stand. The retired products on my website, is that what you're asking about? I'll give you the link to them. Let's see. Go to my blog. And I'm just going to give you a link to the Chick Shop. And then that way you can just click on whatever category that you want. And it'll take you to the items. Okay? And if you need a more specific link, let me know. There you go. Where to find your retire. Yep. There's the link to my Chick Shop, which has chick stands, the calendar file, PDFs. Yoli says she received the fabric basket. Yay, I'm so glad you love it. They look so much better in person too, don't they? Yeah, they look better in person. Not that they don't look cute in the pictures, but they look so much better in person. Do I make a lot of boxes? Yes. I used to make a lot more. Now since I hurt my spine, right? Not so much. Okay, I'm just scrolling to look for questions. And Stephanie, by the way, I was going to ask you, do you like this fabric? I know you like blue. Do you like this fabric? His mother's 2.5 hours away. Yeah. His mother's 2.5 hours away. In fact, we're going to go down on Friday and see her. Yeah. Susan says she took a sourdough bread making class last night and decided she'll be buying a loaf. You know what? It is a lot of work, and I'll be honest and say I'm not much into making the bread. I love sourdough bread, but like you said, it's really easy to buy it. But I love making other things like pizza crust and crackers, because to make the bread, you've got to do the whole stretch and turn and stretch. You got to do that whole process, which is a lot of work, right? But when you make crackers, you don't have to stretch and fold and stretch and fold and stretch and fold. So yeah, crackers is really easy. Is it easy to start a sourdough starter? It really is. If you can follow instructions, it is super easy. It's just basically flour and water and a scale, and you got to be exactly precise. And just follow the instructions. In fact, I find it kind of funny that people can't be successful at it, because all it requires is patience. It's just time. You've just got to feed it every single day. And just like today, like I haven't fed mine yet today. I always do it after dinner. So I'll be feeding it tonight and then putting the discard in the fridge. So I need a cup of discard to make the crackers that I've been making. So I don't have a cup every day. I have about probably 40, 50 grams. Yeah. And everything's measured in grams. When I first started, I was like, why can't it just be cups? I get it now. Box templates can be found on your blog, correct? Yes. Is there a formula to make in boxes? I have small Kleenex boxes I'd like to make a cover for. I don't have a formula. I'm more of a lot of trial and error. Like in the old days, I literally would go through sometimes 10, 15, 20 pieces of paper. I know some people that are really good at like measurements and stuff, like they can do it on paper. I'm a do it with trial and error with paper. So I don't have a formula. I just get paper and start cutting it. Sometimes I'll take like a product, an item that I need packaging for, and then I'll figure out some type of box for that. But for me, a lot of times I will start with some type of box and then I'll change the measurements, and I don't have a process. I'm a hot mess. I'm just a very visual person. Yeah, that's how I do it. Yoli says she loves making crackers. Marianne says try sourdough cinnamon rolls. That sounds good. But do you have to stretch and fold and stretch and fold and stretch and fold? Because that is like a whole day. Because you have to do it like every 30 minutes. And then you have to let it rise for 8 hours. Then you have to put it in the fridge for 8 hours. That whole process is a lot for one loaf of bread. If I didn't have a job and other things to do, I could see myself making bread every day. But honestly, it's a lot of work. Okay, so artisan bread that is really easy. Well, I need to know what your process is. Please send me a message. Do I have exact measurements for the crackers? I do, Barb. I can tell you. It's really simple. 1 cup of discard, 3 tablespoons of melted butter, and then 1 tablespoon of flour. So that goes in, you put the discard in a bowl, put the flour and the butter, and mix that all together. Spread it on your parchment paper, and then sprinkle your Italian seasoning and sprinkle your Parmesan cheese. Now, don't use that green bottle of Parmesan cheese. That green, the green that you put on spaghetti and what have you. You want to get the freshly shredded. We have that at the front of our store, like close to where the lunch meat is. I don't know where it would be at your store, but it's like real fresh Parmesan cheese. And you just sprinkle as much on as you want. Now, number 1, you're going to bake it for 15 minutes at 350. You're going to take it out of the oven and you're going to cut it with your pastry cutter. So cut it into your cracker sizes. Then you're going to put it back in the oven and cook it until it gets really crisp. Not burnt, but crisp. Just email me if you want and I'll just give you the written instructions. Yeah, just email me and I'll give you my written instructions. I think I put it in my, I put it somewhere in my files. Yeah, I have it wrote down somewhere. I'm looking to see if I have it on my, I don't think I have it on here yet. I have it in the kitchen. Yeah. I'll give you my email too. Why is my phone going off? Oh, I know. Okay, I'm going to type my email. helpdesk@chickenscratch.com. Okay, that's my email. So Christina says she has a 1-hour start to finish white bread. Is that using sourdough stuff? Or is it just using flour and what have you? Okay, so Marianne says that she doesn't do the stretch and fold and hers is easy. Okay, y'all email me because I don't want to do that stretch and fold, stretch and fold, stretch and fold. I just want bread. Yeah, if you'll email me, that would be fabulous because I don't want to do the stretch and folds. I don't even need that big. Now, I do like the lemon blueberry bread. That was so yummy. But I have to be careful about how much I eat of that, right? Okay, you're welcome, or thank you, Renee. I'm glad. Stephanie says she needs to order those Post-its. Aren't they so cute? So did you read the story I posted on my blog today? So I'm going to tell y'all because I like telling stories. So years and years and years ago, there was a dude on Big Brother that called himself Meow Meow. And I was really jealous because I was like, a dude should not be a meow meow. I like that. I'm like, I want to be a meow meow. I'm Mama Llama. But anyway, I don't know when it started, but a few years ago, when I would call Brooke or she would call me, instead of her saying hello, she'd go meow. Oh, I know when it got started. It officially got started in our old house when every time somebody walks up behind me, it scares the crap out of me. And I always scream and yell and say, I'm going to die. They're going to kill me of a heart attack because they scare me. So instead of saying something, because if they say something, I jump, Brooke would meow. so that she wouldn't scare me. So then when she started calling me, or I would call her, she would answer with meow, which is so cute. Well, now we've been hearing these pilots have been saying meow over their radios when they go past a jet. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's been in the news that these regional jet pilots have been meowing on air. And I'm like, hey. So last week when David was leaving for his fishing tournament, I wrote on one of my cat post-it notes, I wrote meow, and then I wrote, I love you. But look how cute they are. They're so cute. I think there's one other pad that's upstairs. I think there's 5 in a pack. They're real cute. Okay, so granddaughter used to use Parmesan cheese in a green, oh, that's cool, Stephanie. Marianne says, is yours flour or potato flake starter? I think, oh, you were asking Christina? Yeah, y'all gonna have to email me your simpler recipes because the only ones I've made is the ones that you have to stretch and fold, and I'm really not into that. Who has time for that? I mean, I guess maybe if you didn't like to sew or paper craft or I don't know, how do you have time to do the stretch and folds? Okay, let's see. Do you have a babysitter when you go to the lake? Do you have a babysitter, Brooke, when you go to the lake? I don't have, you mean for her to watch our house? Brooke and Chase both watch our house, but then I also have like 16 cameras and the police department on speed dial, right? Yeah. So I have cameras where people wouldn't expect cameras. Yeah. And I changed them up too. Like, for example, a couple minutes ago, if y'all kept hearing that ding, that was actually one of our brand new cameras that's on our deck. Because we're having raccoons and squirrels and a lot of birds. So I want to see them. So it lets me know when there's activity on the deck. I use the King Arthur bread flour too. Yep, definitely. You're pretty sure those pallets are going to be getting in trouble. Somebody said the comment the other day was that's why they're a regional pilot and not a commercial. No, for your sourdough starter, babysit since you said you feed it every day. I feed mine every day because I put a little bit in the fridge every day to make crackers. So up until the point that I guess I could, because what happened was when David got sick, I froze my starter. I couldn't deal with it every single day, so I froze my starter. I've posted the link to my silicone trays that I use, and it's the perfect amount. So I have like 6, I think they're ice cube trays, silicone ice cube trays. It either has 6 or 8 cubes. And I just froze that whole thing of sourdough starter. So like if I look in the freezer right now, it's only missing 1 cube. So I don't have to feed it every day. I can't just put it in the fridge, but I kind of want to. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I've been on here for an hour and a half. Sorry about that. Not an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes. Almost an hour and a half, right? Yeah. So don't forget, tomorrow your free PDF will be available. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you guys next Tuesday, same time, same place. Meow. Yeah. Have a good night. See you later.